Hey watch aficionados, I hope you're all very well. So the video posting continues. It's been a fun kind of 2-3 weeks. I'm starting to understand now why some channels do this full time. It's just a fun little thing to do, right? Just post videos, thoughts, share opinion, have discussions and whatnot. So guys, what did I want to talk about today? Oh, by the way, I'm wearing the GP, the Lariato 42mm. Did a video on this maybe a week or so ago. Quite well received from what I gather. But great, phone fell. Let me get that. One of the phones fell. I've got my work phone and I've got my personal phone. Phones galore. All right, guys. What did I want to get into today? Well, this has been brought up now in the comment section for a while, and I never really thought it was that much of an issue or that much of a topic or hot topic, as apparently it is. And this is a topic of resale values and how it's kind of affecting people's enjoyment of their watch, the wearability. You know, the difference between wearing your watch as a daily watch, wearing it as an evening watch, which is obviously a lot less, wearing it as a weekend watch, and just keeping it in a safe. You know, you've got those different tiers of enjoyment from these watches, and it's all kind of being changed a little bit due to watch resale values versus the price at which we're buying it from the AD. I'm a big fan of notes on the phone, and sometimes I have these thoughts and I think I'm not gonna remember this later, or I'm gonna forget it, so I'll type it and it will refresh my memory for later. But this is what I wrote in my notes section. Okay, so how much can we avoid the resale price? How much can we avoid the topic of the resale price based on the watch that we bought, let's say for $10,000? How much can we afford to ignore the fact that it's worth $25,000 or $30,000? Okay, some people can't, some people can. And I wrote, one person's high resale price is another person's breakfast, which is true. So it's all relative. So basically, guys, let's not swing dicks in the comment section. Oh, you know, my Daytona's my everyday. Good for you. For some people, the Submariner's the everyday. Cool. For some people, the Tudor Black Bay is the everyday. For some people, the Seiko is the everyday. It's all relative. You know, the guy who maybe, not to say all Seiko owners are poor, they're not. Some people just generally like them. They can afford better, but they see the value in Seiko. What I'm saying is that we all have different thresholds. We all have different thresholds, right? Based on a watch's value to us. You know, when does it stop becoming the watch of choice? Or when was it the watch of choice? And now it's kind of gone into the whole, well, hold on a minute, this is a lot of money now. Forget what I paid for the watch. Forget that. Because it has a market price now. And a watch is a wearable asset. It can be damaged, it can be scratched, the value can drop. It's not like a house where you buy a house and the prices keep going up and you keep living in it. Of course you're going to keep living in it, but the house, that's what it does. It doesn't move anywhere. Nothing happens to it. It's as long as you maintain it, things will go well. It's a lot easier. You know, it's kind of similar to, you know, to having a Porsche GT3 or a Porsche GT2 RS or whatever it is. You know, there's collectors and there's people who have these cars, and wealthy people who have these cars who still, their threshold, this is their threshold, they still limit the mileage they put on these cars. There's always going to be one kingpin out there who jumps out and goes, no, I live it like every day, I drive it like every day, put thousands of kilometers on it. Yes, that's really cool, but generally speaking, a lot of people are trying to preserve or maintain a certain value because there is a market value. How long can we ignore the market value and other people make us feel weird and strange about it? So, like I say, it's not really a dick swinging contest. But you know, let's just say I spend $10,000 on a watch. That's my budget for a watch, $10,000. That's how much the watch is going to cost me. That particular watch will be $10,000. If that watch is $30,000, I cannot afford to buy that watch to wear and enjoy. It's out of my budget. So if I can buy that watch for $10,000, but the grey market value of it is $30,000, it now means I can't afford to wear this watch, regardless if you bought it for $10,000, because suddenly that price difference from which you bought it and which you can sell it, it means something. It means something. A lot of people wear their watches. I'll be honest with you. A lot of people wear their watches as if the watch is in a safe. I see it all the time on Instagram. I'm not going to name names. I really am not. I'm not here to do that. I know the watches which are not ever worn properly, and I know the watches that are worn in a living room for pictures, and I know the watches which are occasionally taken out to the local bar or pub down the street and Instagrammed up, and then that person claiming, oh, it's my everyday. We can zoom on Instagram. We can see it's not your everyday, because let me tell you, I know what an everyday watch looks like. It's got loads of stuff on it, marks, random sweat, oils. I don't know how it picks all this dust up, whatever, it has it. I know an everyday watch when I see one. And this is not me hating on anyone. I just think that we need to address this elephant in the room, so to speak, in that there's no shame in having a watch which you really, which is your pride and joy. Just don't make out it's your daily beater, because it's not. Daily beater watches carry a certain amount of grit and crap and dirt on them. And you know, even after you give it a quick rub with a t-shirt, you can kind of see. So yeah, it's an interesting one, and I just lost my train of thought for a moment there. But I think, you know, you can't, you know, I think this is the main problem with a lot of Rolexes now and APs. You know, the market value is just really affecting people's enjoyment and pleasure of the watch, and I don't blame them. I really don't. You know, if a black sub now is selling in the grey market for £13,000-14,000, you know, that's a fair whack for someone. You know, the watch that you initially bought to enjoy, you know, it's doubled in value. You know, that money means a lot. A lot of people sell because they've got other expenses, behind the scene expenses, family costs, whatever happens, you know. And it's just, it puts us into that stage where we ask ourselves, okay, what am I going to do with this watch? How am I going to wear this watch? Am I now going to downgrade this watch from the daily watch I always planned it to be? Or am I going to now keep it for the evenings? And you know, I think you guys definitely, you know, leave your feedback in a comment section on this one. But I think it's just such a topic worth a discussion. I've got friends who, you know, they've got some fact collections, and those watches now have become, for them, their future retirement funds, so to speak. For a lot of them, they've become future retirement funds. I'm not going to speak in this video about, you know, which watch is best, which isn't best, whether it's a two-tone, whether it's a gold, whether it's a stainless steel, the classic. That's not the point of this video. I think the point of this video, and maybe I can also share a little bit about my history, is, you know, how increasing retail or increasing resale values of watches are taking away from something which was once an amazing hobby. And it's important to remember as well, and you know, how much can you remind yourself of this when the watch price is shooting up? It's important that you wear the watch and that the watch doesn't wear you. And I think what resale prices have made happen is that the watch now wears us. That's pretty much about it. The watch now wears us. We choose the time, the place, a comfortable living room, the kids are asleep, or it's a Sunday, it's a quiet weekend, I can take the watch out of the box. By the way, this is one of my boxes. It's a strange box, isn't it? Yeah, this is my SD box. Putting it away for a bit. Taking out the box, I'm going to put it on, and I'm going to watch Netflix. The watch is wearing you there. The watch is wearing you guys. So why don't I share a little bit about my past or my history on this. I experienced that with the Hulk. The Hulk was my first watch. I did a video on the Hulk a week ago or so. Why I sold the Hulk two times, why I sold the Hulk almost 3 times. In fact, that video pretty much explains my journey from having the Hulk as my daily watch for several years to now being a watch which I don't remember the last time I looked at. I don't remember the last time I looked at the Hulk. Probably because it's abroad. I don't really keep things with me here. But that kind of explains it. Like, I like the Hulk, I love it. I used to rock it around all the time, swimming in it. I mean, it was great. But now I've stopped seeing it as that. And, it's taken away from my enjoyment of that piece. Not to add, not to forget to add the fact that it's supremely difficult to get these watches. It's one thing to obviously be able to buy at a very good price. One thing to resell it at a really good price. All that has its own kind of challenges anyway. But now to be able to get it from an authorized dealer, some are discontinued, some are supremely difficult to get, some of the premiums, and I think that's all I really wanted to say on the subject. I mean, what else can I bring up? There's been times, what else has the increasing or the rocketing resale value of watches done to us, to APs and Rolex? What has it done? It's brought in a new set of customers, which, if you ask me, are not horologists. They're not watch people. They're just flippers, buyers, investors. They've brought in a new subset of buyers. It's made us, true watch fans, have to partake in really horrible transactional purchases of watches from an AD when we do get a call. And I mentioned this just in a recent video, like, you have the call and they're basically saying, you've got 2 days to come pick the watch up. We're not holding it for you for even more than 24 hours. I spoke with someone recently who said that they got a call for a watch. They had to reschedule their flight because the AD wouldn't wait for them to come back. They had to reschedule their flight. I mean, what sort of customer service is that? I mean, that's hostage. That's hostage stuff, that. That is genuinely hostage stuff. You do it, I guess, you would do it, but would you have done this if the resale price wasn't as it is? You wouldn't, would you? I mean, if you ordered a watch, okay, granted, if it was just, say, you were making a minimal on the grey market, and the watch will come again, or they're freely available, you wouldn't reschedule a flight, would you? I wouldn't reschedule a flight if Breitling called me saying your watch is here. I'm like, well, it's up to you, keep it or don't keep it, but I'll be back in a week. I can send you a down payment, whatever. But, Rolex or AP doing that. And let's not even go up, the food chain on the other ones. But the reason I brought up this, I wanted to post about this topic a little bit, is that so many people have mentioned it in the comment section, how it's taken away. To be honest, there is so much criticism in the comment section at the moment with reference to not only the watch market, but with reference to certain brands. It's really frustrating. Watch purchasing has been totally depersonalized, really depersonalized, because it's just a call. Quick, get in there, have a champagne, pay, go. And ADs really do struggle to really provide the the retail experience that they should be providing nowadays. They really do. I mean, I get it that a lot of them are sick of probably walk-ins asking if they've got a spare sub-date available or whatever it might be. But I think there still needs to be a certain protocol followed. You know, what else for me? I think with watch, I fell into that for a short time. Maybe I fell into it for about a year or 18 months, where I was able to get certain watches, and I was just sort of selling them a few months later. I wasn't buying them with the intent of selling them, but I was buying them because, well, I'd waited. Back then you couldn't try watches on. It's not like, oh, well, I'm unsure which one. Can I try one on? No. Okay, well, I'm not sure between black and blue or this other model. You haven't got anything I can try on? No. Okay, I'll order this one. You buy it. And you buy it knowing that you can sell it for a small profit. So you just buy it, right? And this is another thing. So many people out there who are actual flippers, you know, I see it online now, you know, collectors. You're not a collector if you've got 6 sub-dates or 10 sub-dates or 15 sub-dates or you know, 5 GMTs. You're not a collector, not if they're all the same. That's hoarding and flipping. And it's okay, just be open about it. Be open. I'm open. There's a few watches I've bought and sold, made some money to pay the bills and whatever, but you know, that's the game we're in. It is what it is. You're not going to walk by £1,000 on the street if no one's looking. It's just there on the road. You'll pick it up, right? So don't say you won't. Whether you hand it into the authorities or not, whatever, but you're going to pick it up. So guys, I just really wanted to share on that, because I think, like I say, one man's profit of £5,000 is another person's breakfast or lunch, and the other person will say, well, I wear mine all the time, I love them. And there are people who do that, and that's really cool. But I think you just need to be aware of it and realise that, you know, inadvertently somehow with this watch hobby, and I probably speak to the true horologists or watch people out there, inadvertently somehow we've stepped into the world of now calculating profit, calculating, okay, well, this watch is worth that, just in case of anything in the future, I can always sell it. They used to say, never sell a Rolex until you really need to sell a Rolex. This is true. I wish I heard this in 2015 when I sold my first Hulk. I really do. I wish I heard that then. But now, well, never sell a Rolex until you really need to. Well, now sell a Rolex if you bought it at the right price. Sell a Rolex. Why not? Sell a Rolex if you bought it at the right price. Bail it off. You know, there is no reason not to. So guys, I'm pretty sure that come this video, when I finish it, when I click this stop button, there would have been something I've missed. I try to always do a quick count in my head saying, did I cover this point? Did I cover that point? But I think this is what I rely on for you guys. I rely for you guys to post stuff in the comment section. Post it in the comment section. What else did I miss? What else is worth considering or worth mentioning? And then we have these kind of maybe interactive conversations or chats in the comment section. I always try to read what everyone posts. I genuinely do read mostly what everyone posts. Sometimes I get notifications. Funnily enough, sometimes I don't get notifications, and it's only when I manually look through things that I see new posts. But guys, may the posting from myself continue. May it continue. I'm starting to find a groove in the right time. I think I might change my camera lens at some point. I don't think this is the best one, but you know what? It does the job, guys. It does the job. So anyway, I'm enjoying myself with the posts. I hope I've managed to tick off quite a few points on the resale value. It is affecting us all. It is affecting wearability. And it sits on the mind, right? It sits on the mind. So drop your feedback. Thanks, guys. Have a good day. Bye.